Hello, my name is Sergio Perez. I'm the Mind Academy Director, and today I would like to give you a short introduction into altered states of consciousness. So, what are altered states of waking consciousness? To understand this, we first have to get an idea of what normal waking consciousness is. Normal waking consciousness is the state on which we usually navigate everyday life. Think about how aware you are of your feelings, thoughts, and what's happening around you and your surroundings at this very moment. You probably understand where you are, what time it is, what time is, and maybe you're even paying attention to this short video, or maybe you're already making plans for later today. You are experiencing normal waking consciousness, a state that is relatively organized, meaningful, and clear. Human consciousness is often compared to a stream, constantly changing but always flowing smoothly. Your experience during normal waking consciousness creates your reality, and this provides a baseline from which to judge other states of consciousness. From normal waking consciousness, it can go two different ways: sleep and dream states, where you are unconscious or semi-unconscious, or you can go into altered states of waking consciousness. This is where our focus will be. These states can be separated into three categories: pathological, normal fluctuations, or induced states. Pathological states would include psychosis, highly anxious or depressed states. Normal fluctuations could be, for example, extreme exhaustion and tiredness, or the feeling of extreme joy. Induced states can be temporarily reversible or leave persisting residues. When talking about induced altered states, most people assume we are only talking about drug-induced states. And yes, smoking cannabis or even a glass of wine in the evening can be induction agents. But there are several ways to induce altered states without ever having to consume a substance. On this slide, you can see the vast amount of non-pharmacological ways to induce altered states. Some of the most common include meditation, sensory deprivation tanks, and consciously modulating breathing techniques like holotropic breathwork, just to name a few. When dealing with the literature on altered states of consciousness, you will most likely come across different quantification methods. One of the most common ways to measure and quantify altered states is Dietrich's Altered States of Consciousness Rating Scale, which has been revised several times from its original version. The most recent version is the 11D ASC rating scale, and it studies these experiences on 11 different dimensions by means of various questions about a particular experience. These dimensions are experience of unity, spiritual experience, insightfulness, blissful state, anxiety, impaired control and cognition, disembodiment, elementary visual alteration, audiovisual synesthesia, vivid imagery, and changing meaning of percepts. As you can imagine, it is very difficult to put some of these experiences into words. This is why some psychedelic experiences are called ineffable. You now have basic understanding around altered states of consciousness. Maybe, now that it is clear that these states can be reached without pharmacological help, you might be interested in building a meditation practice or even visiting a breathwork workshop. We are just beginning to understand the neuroscience behind these induction agents. To learn more about how to induce altered states of consciousness, sign up to the newsletter or social media to be up to date on our online and on-site events. Goodbye!